we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Let me get to my chat. Mm, Comments. Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Public service announcement. We will be educating people this evening on narcissistic personality disorder, reviewing what it is, the symptoms, the signs, and those who've been affected by the narcissist in their life, that be it in real life, social media, and how to deal with it, how to heal and move on. Hey, just a mom. Okay, let's get started. Whoa, Lisa. Hello. Hi, everybody. Irene F., how are ya? Poor Irene took a beating today, but she fought back. Nah, it wasn't really a beating. It's actually entertainment. When you know the narcissist and you get educated about it, it becomes redundant with the narcissist, no matter who it is. And when you start the healing process, you can actually look back and laugh. You can. And if you see them in action, you can laugh. There is hope. Yes, Irene was amazing. Irene was on Florida Grace channel last night. If someone wants to drop that link, I can't. Why can't I open up my? This is weird. YouTube, like, I can't even open up my own live on my cell phone. What's up with that? Let me see something. I wonder if I go under. That will be too confusing. I was going to go under my second channel, which I hardly ever use. Let me see if I can get into this. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm in. Okay. Hi, I'm in. Hey, Jamie. Nana Patty, everybody. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to get through this. I'm exhausted today. I had a work night last night that was absolutely exhausting and draining physically, mentally. And it kind of sucked the life out of me today, but I'm okay. I got my cup of tea. I got Bing cherries. Actually, they're the Rainer cherries, the light color cherries. I'm addicted to them. They're so good. Yeah, so get comfy, everyone. Get your comfies on. Go to the potty. Go to the bathroom. Pour yourself a glass of wine, a cup of tea, water. Make sure you're hydrated. Everybody introduce yourselves to each other if you don't know any. I do have some new subscribers. I want to thank them very much. So y'all can introduce. If you don't recognize someone, introduce yourselves. Okay? Okay. And if anyone wants to come up, I will just let me know. I will drop the link. Okay? Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, let's start off. What is a narcissist? Well, it's called it's a disorder. It's called narcissistic personality disorder, NPD for short, as an acronym. It is a mental illness, and what it involves is a persistent pattern of grandiosity and that excessive need for admiration. And a telltale sign of NPD is a lack of empathy. So grandiosity in people with NPD, their sense of own importance which we all should have self-worth, right? But their sense of own importance is unreasonably set high, too high. Um, and they really may believe they are special, like they're some kind of famous person, a star, that they're viral. Um, so, in their need for admiration, people with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, seek out a lot of attention. And their desire is to want others to admire them. Okay. So they're not actually not going after you because they hate you. They themselves admire you and they want that back for themselves. Lack of empathy, people, with who are narcissists, they either don't have any or at all, or they may have trouble understanding or caring about, other people's feelings. And that could be lack of gray matter in their brain. There's debate. Are people born with it? Do people acquire it? Is it from childhood? Most definitely, a lot of narcissists, their characteristic evolves from childhood. So it's very important when raising your kids, but you don't raise them to be narcissist. Okay, Florida Gray, hello. Okay, Life Rewinded, hello. Feel free to drop links to channels. If anyone wants your channel dropped, just give a shout out to one of the mods, and they'll drop your link. Okay, so symptoms of a person with narcissistic personality disorder, very preoccupied with fantasies. And I've talked about that before. They live a fantasy life of unlimited success, having power, especially power over others. Um, some people are very preoccupied with their looks, beauty, or their ideal love. They have that sense of entitlement, and they cannot handle criticism. That's a no. They just can't. Ever, ever, ever. And they feel threatened by people who are competent, popular, or people who challenge them, like Irene F. did, um, by leaving a comment under, who should we use for an example? Mommy Rambling's blog. She was able to leave a comment, and that upset Merb to the point of being triggered, going on her community post and ranting and attacking Irene F. And that's a very common thing a narcissist will do. They feel threatened by people who are confident, and they'll go live or write a post or, smear. It's a smear campaign. That's how they retaliate. Do we understand? Hi, Davida. Do you have your number 2 pencils? There will be a test at the end of this live. Okay. So, they use contempt as a defense mechanism. So, putting other people's down, that smear campaign, in a very patronizing or like a dismissive way, or attacking them with insults, name calling, bullying, and threats. Threats. So, from I found not an article, but a kind of like an NPD fact that they say it can cause significant social and occupational impairment. And it often co-occurs with other disorders such as borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, and substance use disorder. However, people with NPD can recover with time and effort, and treatment can help improve symptoms. Now, it's not curable. Treatment involves therapy, and the therapist has to use an individualized approach that focuses on getting to know their patient, establishing trust, setting personal boundaries, and gently walking away if boundaries are breached. So that's what we can do. Like if someone's in a relationship in real life, say a spouse, a family member, setting boundaries is necessary. Okay. And if they are breached, you've got to walk away. Um, Childhood trauma, rejection, neglect, lack of support, and parenting style can all contribute to developing narcissistic traits. And that can be spoiling a child, the overprotective parent, the parent who spoils their kid. And it also can result from neglect, not giving a child attention. And I do have on my playlist some topics of narcissism that we discuss. Children, how it affects siblings, children growing up. I think the title is Growing Up with a Narcissistic Parent. Okay. Okay. How are we all doing? Do we have questions? Can anybody relate? Irene, yes, pink. Narcissists tell you ugly things that are not true. Right. Smear campaigns, ignore them because you can't reason with them. Absolutely correct. You will never, ever, ever, ever reason with a narcissist. Ever. Someone put a post in one of my community under my videos or live stream and said, trying to reason with a narcissist, I'm paraphrasing, is like trying to nail jello to a tree. And that's absolutely right. There are some groups around for children of narc parents. Yes, support groups are necessary. Surround yourself with people who have been through, similar experiences as you have. Okay. And that's with any kind of support group for anything. Hi, Nana Mary. My dad is one. I had to cut him loose for my own mental health. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. But I bet you felt better. So some people might say, oh my God, you're estranged from your parents or a parent. But being in a relationship, even a family member, can be very detrimental. Trauma's like taking snack time away. Yeah. JC Ray knows from firsthand experience. Okay. Symptoms of a narcissistic person. Okay, we've heard the word gaslighting. In fact, sometimes we overhear it. But when it comes to a narcissist, gaslighting, it's a manipulative tactic. And I associate narcissism with abuse. That word goes hand in hand. To me, a narcissist is an abusive person. It could be physical, mental, and emotional abuse. And when they gaslighting is talking to a person where that person, the victim, starts to question their own reality. Okay. You're no good. Everyone doesn't like you. We all know what you are. The people here, they talk about you. Your coworkers don't like you. They do this over and over where you start really questioning yourself like, wow, is this true? Could this be true? And it affects your self-esteem, your self-worth. That is when a narcissist gaslights somebody. So the victim doubts their reality, their perception, their memory. They're like, maybe I don't remember that. Maybe it happened differently. And they also can affect your sanity. A narcissist can actually make somebody go off the edge and end up in a hospital or even worse, do self-harm. In a hospital, I mean for psych, or do self-harm. They blame shift, never their fault. Hi, Debbie Doll. The criticism, insults, And sometimes they'll be manipulative and you might get some flattery from them, the love bombing. "Oh, you look wonderful tonight. Did I tell you how beautiful you are? I really like what you did, with your house. Your garden is beautiful." They can't stand you. They admire you, but they'll love bomb especially if they feel like you're backing away from them, if they feel you're not giving them enough attention, or they feel like they can't control you. They keep an eagle's eye on you. There's threats, intimidation. "Hello, I get your legal name." That's a threat. That's a threat. "I'm gonna contact your community. I'm gonna contact your police. Um, I'm gonna go after your children's job." Um, so yeah, threats, intimidation. Um, they will try to isolate you um, from from hanging out with other people. They like to triangulate. They don't like it when you seek other friends or have other friends. And we see a lot of that, especially on social media. The third wheel, right? The third wheel, that third person that feels like, "Oh, who's this person?" Coming into our group, our relationship. So they're very good at trying to triangulate and putting people against each other. You know, it takes a lot of energy for them to do this. And um, all I can think of, it has to be exhausting for them to go through all of this. But this is what they do. Hello, Ivy Lynn. All right. So a lot of people think, a narcissist can change. Some people think they can't. What do you think? Do you think a narcissist can change? Is there hope? If you think they can change, press a 1. If you don't think they can change, press a 2. Hi, Adventures with Beth. Yes, Nana, absolutely it gives them pleasure. But you got to remember too, it's temporary. Deep inside of them, they're miserable. These are miserable people. They're not happy people. They find pleasure, yes, out of hurting others because they're so miserable and they have admiration for everyone they go after. Because in normal life, if you don't like somebody, you leave them, right? You're like, why would I stay in a toxic relationship or with a toxic person? But narcissists, they admire you. That's why they don't go away. Two. So actually, narcissists can change, but they cannot be quote unquote cured. Okay. Um, they need therapy. First of all, they need the willingness to change, you know. They need to admit that, you know what, there's something not so right with me. Um, but they cannot be changed into like a different person. They have to develop and learn social skills. It's like learning how to walk again, after an injury. Um, they have to look at their own behaviors and be willing to change, be cognizant of their behaviors, and learn how to actually deal with other people in relationships, even through conversations. If they feel the spotlight's not on them, instead of getting agitated or going quiet, the silent treatment, "You're not talking about me. I'm not going to say anything about anything else you're talking about because it's not about me." They have to learn that the world stage is not theirs and theirs alone, that there's room for everybody in life. So, in other words, a narcissist has to be willing to adjust their patterns, and they have to be committed to getting help. And the treatment therapy has to be consistent. And it's very challenging for a lot of narcissists to do it on their own. In my opinion, they absolutely need support. They need therapy. They don't even, High Black Eagle, they don't even consider if they affect anyone. No, no. But since the term narcissistic personality disorder has been more mainstream, there are people actually who are recognizing it in themselves and actually are going to therapy. But again, they cannot be cured. Um, they have to adjust their patterns, and that's what we see with narcissists, right? Patterns of behavior over and over. And you get to the point where it's like, wow, how can this happen all the time? I mean, no matter who the victim is, the person is, it's the same pattern of behavior with everyone that comes into their life. Um, it's the same lies, same excuses. It's just a different person. So that's also a telltale sign to know that you very well may be dealing with somebody who's a narcissist. To DA, check M6 community posts. I made something for you. My sister, Jamie says, told me, don't tell people you're my sister, as I wanted others to know I was related to her. She still thinks she's a princess. Well, maybe she needs to straighten out her crooked crown. Anybody ever dealt with a narcissist in their real life? I personally have not. For some reason, I was able to recognize behaviors in certain people, the red flags, and even before I educated myself about narcissism, I just knew it wasn't normal behavior. And you see those patterns. I was around a narcissist in the workplace years ago. The love bombing, then the smear campaign, and I watched her behaviors. She affected me deeply. So yeah, I guess I have been affected. Yeah, I've been affected by a narcissist. The I know everything, even before a conversation we'd be engaged, and oh, before you say anything, I just want to let you know. I know I'm telling the truth and I know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, really? Okay. Okay, now. This person ultimately was walked out of the job. She was in a supervisory position, and yeah, she just kind of disappeared one day. And there was a lot of relief, a lot of relief. Crazy life. My ex-husband is a narcissist. Nancy M, yes, no more. Tammy McD, yes. Davida, yep. Adventures with Beth, too many times. Yes, ma'am. I think that's why I see through them and get really pissed. Yes, and once with education or you experienced it and you run into another person, it's like you can't get hurt any more than you've already been hurt if you've been affected by a true narcissist. The only way is up from there. You recognize the red flags, the sadistic behaviors. Unless you're someone who enjoys that kind of control, but most people don't. So try to think of your experience as harmful as it is. Um, Also, it was a learning experience. It made you stronger, and it kind of shaped your future for you so you would not go through that kind of trauma again, and it is trauma. It is trauma. Um, on the I don't think it's in the DSM. There is a term now. So people who are victims of narcissistic abuse may suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. They're now adding um, a C in front of PTSD, and let me get to that, which is for complex. So complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't know if it's in the um, let me just get to the article. It's very interesting. I don't know if it's in the DSM-5 yet. This article was in 2023, and let's hope when the next DSM-5 comes out up to 6 or whatever they want to name it, that it's in there. So complex PTSD. Let's see. Yep. So it's not an official diagnosis yet. Right now, it says it is a set of symptoms that presents as a variation of PTSD. Um, so CPTSD is a set of maladaptive responses that presents themselves in daily life. These responses include issues with emotional regulation, negative self-talk, and struggles in relationships. The cause of CPTSD is repeated and prolonged trauma exposure, such as being a prisoner of war, witnessing abuse in childhood or neglect, and also being affected by a narcissist, that be it a parent, a spouse, a friend, and even, yes, on social media. Yeah, yep, it can happen. It can happen. Okay. So CPTSD is repeated and prolonged exposure to abuse. That includes like psychological abuse. So what that means if one is in a relationship with a narcissistic person or as a parent with narcissistic traits, it is possible to develop complex post-traumatic stress syndrome. And those symptoms um, are visual and emotional flashbacks, avoiding triggers or reminders of the traumatic events, hypervigilance and sense of threat in daily interactions, difficulties with emotional regulation, feelings of shame, guilt, and worthlessness, consistent struggles in interpersonal relationships, memory loss, having a close relationship with someone with a diagnosis of NPD or extreme narcissistic traits. So that is the complex PTSD. You can have PTSD from narcissistic abuse. The complex is all of those symptoms. You don't have to have all of them, but those are some of the symptoms that one would suffer from complex. Um, so again, it's not recognized by the American Psychiatric Association or DSM as an official diagnosis. It's a set of distinct symptoms that trauma-informed clinicians work with to best understand your emotional experience. And the first step is seeking treatment to find a trauma-trained professional. That could be psychotherapy, somatic therapy, um, and just shifting out of a crisis, okay? And after stabilizations, professionals recommend the use of somatic therapies to process trauma, followed by other trauma-informed approaches to help enhance people's life experience. And somatic therapy, that's Oh my god, that's that therapy with, the eye movement is it the eye movement? Desensitization thing. I've heard of it before. I can't really talk much on it. I'm not really educated on it, but it was developed just for the treatment of trauma. Um, and apparently it's supposed to decrease symptoms of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I know my daughter brought that up to me. She's like, "Look at me." And I'm like, "Yeah, what?" "Look at my eyes. Follow my eye." And I'm like, and she brought that up, but again, I have not looked into it. You wish there was a medication narcs could take. Don't get me started on that. Um, I mean, I wonder if I'm sure there have been studies. There has to be which they've tried. I think there's medications like if the narcissist has anxiety, you can treat the symptoms, but as far as stopping it, no, no. And they mentioned brain spotting, IFS, craniosacral psychotherapy, sensory motor psychotherapy. Um, and it's important to make sure people feel safe and grounded in their environment. Belly breathing, grounding, acupuncture, trauma informed messages, trauma informed yoga, and physical exercise. Um, and one thing too, after someone suffers abuse like this, many people isolate themselves. Um, and they depressed, lonely, and to please understand that anyone going through this, you are not alone. You are just not alone. There is healing from this. So the bad news is the narcissist can't change or they can't be cured. The odds of them changing, don't wait around to find out. Okay. But the hope is for the victims, survivors, is that you can change. It's like a brainwashing. You can get out of that and start healing. But it's going to take a commitment on your part as well. And to seek therapy. Don't think that you can do this on your own. Therapy, support groups. I would always say therapy plus a support group along with that. And be good to yourself. Self-care is important. My mother-in-law is the worst narcissist. She puts Merv to shame. Really? Really? Hmm. You kind of think like, how worse can it get, right? But then again, we don't know certain people online in real life, right? So you know your mother-in-law. And then you kind of wonder what's really going on behind the scenes, you know? Because there's a lot of other things narcissists do that I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole right now. It's too disturbing. Um, you know, there can be a lot of different types of abuse that a narcissist will implement or throw onto their victims, and it's horrifying. And of course, have resources. Suicide hotline can be reached at just text 988. Also, the domestic violence hotline. Okay. And if you are in danger, um, immediate danger, you call 911 in America. I don't know what it is in England or other countries, but you will call your emergency response system right away or head to the nearest emergency room. It will not get better. And I think, too, a lot of people who are stuck in even abusive relationships with domestic violence, as narcissism is under domestic violence, believe it or not. but I'm talking about, spouses or a mate that physically abuses, sexual abuse. Um, we wonder why they stay in these relationships. People say just leave. And again, it's that pattern, that gaslighting, that person made to fear that they'll never succeed on their own, they're worthless. The fear that's been put into it, the threats, right? And a lot of those are with narcissists too, right? So they don't feel like they can leave, they don't feel safe. That's why therapy is so important. Narcs on YouTube, go in real life on anybody. Hi, here it smiles. So signs of oh, I already did that. Okay, treatments, coping, um, loneliness. Okay, we went through that. Okay. So we can't really diagnose, someone's a true narcissist. What we can do is we can recognize traits, unless we're a psychiatrist and we're actually seeing that person face to face. But you can recognize the narcissistic tendencies of another person, your partner, previous partner, whoever, a friend. They are dangerous. Narcissists are dangerous. And always keep that in mind because they're emotionally manipulative as well as they are prone to aggression. Especially like insulted earlier in my other live, I think was it Jamie? I forget. The desensitization. So, especially online, if you keep going after a person, right? After a while, we're like, yeah, that pisses a narcissist off. It's like that ceiling effect. So they're gonna up the ante, which goes, they can go real life. And we've seen it. We have proof of it. We have survivors who can attest to it. You can't make this shit up. You just can't. So they are dangerous. A few years ago, when people go real life, it was CPS, swatting. You don't really see that anymore or hear of it because people expect it, right? So they're going to up the ante and do other things, go into your real life, find your neighbors, family members. And so, yeah, they're dangerous. They're very dangerous. So you have to set boundaries if you're in a relationship with somebody, if you're a friend with one. I'm not saying you have to leave them, but if you want to salvage and try to work on a relationship with a friend, spouse, whatever, you have to set boundaries. Even without a narcissist, we all need boundaries. I didn't start setting boundaries till the past couple of years because I was so used to, especially in my profession, taking care of others, not putting myself first. You need this? Yeah, sure, I'll do it. I didn't know how to say no. Um, so I started working on setting boundaries, and they are helpful. It was hard at first because feared rejection. But if someone's going to not respect your boundaries, then there's your answer right there. Bye bye. Okay. Leave them. Yes, Nana, Mary. The only way to start narcissistic abuse is to get them out of your life. I agree. They have others, they triangulate, but so you aren't the only one. They have many supplies. That's true. The constant bullying, name calling, narcs have no feelings about other people's feelings, cannot put themselves in the other person's shoes. That is true. You guys are good. Nancy says she thought it was weird bringing up the squirrel. After all, she doesn't watch other channels. I don't think they want you. I don't think they want you to go on with your life because then they don't have you to abuse. Exactly. When they feel like how many people, for example, left Merb's channel and left quietly, didn't go live, didn't put a community post up. Um, and if they did make a video, it was respectful. People evolve. You can't expect, I mean, I don't expect people to be subscribed for me always. If they choose to leave, that's fine. People's needs change. They have jobs, maybe time constraints. Maybe I or someone else said something that got them upset and they felt, you know what, I have to move on, whatever reason. But when you leave a narcissist, even quietly, that speaks volumes to them. They've lost control of you. They don't know where you are, right? They don't know where you are. So they can't control you. And in their minds, their fantasy, they live that fantasy. Now they're thinking, you know, she's going on with her life without me. Without me. How dare she? I need her. I need that control. So yeah, leaving a narcissist pisses them off. It really does. Their narcissistic supply is gone, is gone. And even if they say, hey, look at I've got this going on, I just don't have time. People come in to chat, where have you been? Once in a while, I'll joke around. Hey, Barb Olson, where have you been? You haven't been in my live stream in months. In months. Where have you been? Instead of saying, hey, Barb, God, it's been a long time. How have you been? We've missed you. Hope life's treating you good. No, the narcissist, where have you been? Where have you been? Have you been in other channels? Why haven't you been here? Or people who are there, maybe they haven't donated in a while. They keep track of you with the spreadsheet, okay? And if you do leave, they panic. They panic. I was greeted with, I saw you over at that other channel. Oh, hold on. I get a phone call. I got to take this. Hold on. Hello. Sorry about that. I had to take that call. Okay, let's catch up on chat. Hmm. So, Life Rewinded, let me ask you, with your mother-in-law, have you set boundaries? Like what? And I'm sure, like, obviously your husband loves you very much and you love him. And maybe he set boundaries. Like, I don't know his relationship with his own mother, but like, how do you navigate through that? Because that's common with a lot of marriages that, you're right. There's the in-laws that, could be a narcissist. So how do you navigate through that? Oh, by the way, I want to share with you, I got an email earlier that came up when I was on my earlier live. It's a company um, that is watching my channel because it's not just this generic email that, oh, we love your channel, your content. They're actually watching it and they've mentioned like stuff I've talked about and like it was more of a personal email. And they want to sponsor, like they want me to what do you call it? I don't know, it's like, it's not an Emma, it's not a vibrator, okay? Um, but it's for ketamine. And I don't know why ketamine. I've never even been on a ketamine site. I believe in it if it's regulated, but I don't know. I have to think about it. And I don't know what's in it for me, except free ketamine, which probably not going to take. So I thought that was cool. Okay. All right. Back to Life Rewinded. Did she answer? So I'm going to drop a link. Oh, let's go through. So do we have any questions? There will be a test at the end of this live stream. Number 2 pencils. No cheating, no looking at other people's papers. This is an accredited course by my terms. Hey, Leard. Oh, Leard is the expert, in my opinion, who got me hooked on learning about narcissists. She really did. I give her all the credit. Yeah, so that would be interesting if Life Rewinded can answer how do you navigate like the in-laws being a narcissist, right? When you're married to someone, or even if it's your own parent who's trying to interfere with your marriage. You made one tiny comment in Christiane's chat, and she went psycho on me. Made a hateful community post. She watches. Oh my god! Well, wave to her. Hello. Yeah. So the narcissist, like if you haven't been in her chat and you were somewhere else, that's not acceptable. You need some ICUs or CEUs for this course. Yes, you will receive 3 credits for this course. Life Rewinded. She answered. We had D2. What does that even mean? Be right back, walking the dog. Jay says, Davida, the last time I faced the judgmental face and crossed arms like she was going to tell me about myself, I burst out laughing and couldn't stop. I thought she was going to stroke out. They get lost in their own lives and eventually mess up, but it's always someone else's fault. Yes, yes, that is true. I think I forgot about that. It's always someone else's fault. Um, Okay. I'm going to play this guy's video. Is that the one? Here it is. The channel is the Royal. Why can't I see his whole name? The Royal We. Um, he did a video. It's about 9 minutes. Memes about memes about narcissism that help you heal and laugh. All right, so I'm gonna play that. I'll drop a link after. I'm so glad you guys are here. A couple of weeks ago, the video where her husband falls down the stairs popped up in my feed or whatever. It was very disturbing. Yes, yes, it was. In fact, is that how you say it? Ellen or Elin? Um, I almost thought it was planned. Like, but the fact is, she didn't get up to say, "Hey, you okay?" Um, he got the attention that night for a little bit anyway. Narcissists hate that, right? They want you to get the attention. They want the spotlight on them. This guy falls down the stairs, does 3.5 somersaults head first, and, she's like, everyone else watching it's concerned for him, but she doesn't s get up to see if he's okay. And it ended up becoming a laughing matter amongst her and the family at that time when I was thinking, "My God, he could be really hurt. Could he have internal bleeding? Is he on a blood thinner?" I mean, that's how we in the medical field people think. We automatically do an assessment. We're like, "Are you on any blood thinners?" Even aspirin, like, "Did you hit your head?" If you hit your head, you should always go to the ER. If you're on a blood thinner, you should always go to the ER to be evaluated, but no. So, yeah, that was ridiculous. Let me get this straight. She needs money for a lawyer, but she can afford to go on vacation. I think her vacations are paid for. Um, she calls it sponsored as if she's someone famous, like she has sponsors out there, but she's referring to her subs. She refers to her subs as sponsors, um, not friends, sponsors. So, I think her trips are paid for. I don't know about spending money. Um, Other people who knew her back then could answer better. Her shopping spree, she spends money. Let me share my link. I have to stop the video at some point so I don't get in trouble.
And plunder
Let's go back.
heartfelt.
Okay, the Royal We, large channel. He discusses narcissism. Let me get his link. And after the live, I'll put his link in the description. The Royal We. Okay, there's his channel. Hi, Bitey Cat. Okay, let's start this. If you can't hear it, just let me know. I'll be reading chat.
Felt passionate message about healing from narcissistic abuse. This video today is not going to be anything like that at all. I'm going to do something special and different. I want to try to see if we can get you to laugh and also look at the hidden truth behind these memes that really showcase just the ridiculousness of narcissists. Special thanks to those of you on the Royal We Facebook support group for sharing these memes, and also for those of you who tag at Join the Royal We on Instagram anytime you have a really funny meme about narcissistic abuse. All right, let's take a look at some of these. Here we go. Beginning with number one, the first meme I want to share with you. I am really very sorry, but in order to make all of my dreams come true, you are going to have to give up on all of yours. Now, this meme is actually very well put together. What really gets me about
Before I go on, I just want to say these memes, they are funny and they're true. They're not like made up, like they don't misrepresent the narcissist. These are true. So try to find the humor. Some people might not be at that stage where, they can laugh yet, which is perfectly fine. But we do need laughter. It is the best medicine, right? But they're true, and they're also, some people can laugh about it now. I think, especially once you've walked away, you've learned, you've educated yourself, and you continued your growth through this journey of recovery. So enjoy. And everyone in chat, thank you. Watsy Obsession, thank you so much for being here. She was just another one of Merb's victims that Merb went after. She minds her own business, and I've told her it's not the first time Merb's done this, and it certainly won't be the last. In fact, today on her community post, she ranted about something and made it a point to tag two creators with, she describes the @ symbol, but yet a couple of days ago, she went live and discussed that tagging people with the @ symbol is harassment. And yet we see 2 days later, she's doing exactly what she's criticized everyone else or others for doing. So make that make sense. It doesn't. So, and I think when you live, with lies, it's really hard to keep up. And I'm very surprised at this, because that short-term memory recall within a day or two. I'm not saying she did this live a year ago or 2 years ago, where we tend to lose a little memory recall on that. This is short-term memory recall, which should still be fresh in her head. She still should have remembered, wow, 2 days ago, I just called out a bunch of people and called them harassers for tagging my name. But yet she tagged two creators as a way to try to get them against us. One of them is part of our community. The other one just as commentary. And we see that behavior where she would email creators in the past, telling them to go after other channels, like cancel culture. And we've seen proof of that. We've seen the emails. These creators went live and said, hey, this isn't cool. This is dangerous. So I'm just pointing that out. But welcome, everybody. And let me continue to play this. So enjoy it. And after this, I'll drop the link if anyone can take a link. If they want to share their experience, if they have questions, if they're in trauma, if they think they're struggling with complex PTSD. I'm not a therapist, but if it's something you want to share with us, we're here. You're not alone. But certainly, if anyone is struggling with any kind of trauma from abuse, neglect, you would certainly seek out a therapist, or if it's an emergency, you would call 911 or go to the ER. So let's go.
About this meme is that face. I have seen that face before. I'm sure you've seen that face before too. It's that face, that the big eyes and the smile, and it's like, yeah, and they're giving you that look while they're totally demeaning you. They'll say something like, you're just not that good at it. That's okay. You don't have to be good at that. I'll do it for you. And they've got that face right there. That is that narcissistic face. That is the covert narcissistic face, trying to be sweet, but really trying to just tear you down. Good meme. Very well put together. Very well put together. Next meme. Trying to understand the behavior of some people is like trying to smell the color 9. And we've got Beaker there, or Beeper from the Muppets, that the scientist. And I love that face. The eyes are like that big and the mouth is like. Now, here's what's interesting about this meme. The very last line. It's like trying to smell the color 9. They have smell, color, and number, right? Those 3 things typically don't go together. You can't smell a color number. And I think that's exactly the point of this meme, is that it's so convoluted at the bottom. There's just no way to try to understand how the behavior of some people or narcissists work. We talk about this on the Royal We. There's no way to fathom the mindset of narcissistic individuals. It is definitely like trying to smell the color 9. It just doesn't work. Next meme. I may lie, cheat, manipulate, and plunder, but I'm charming as the Dickens. This is definitely a retro meme. I don't know. Do we use the word Dickens anymore? I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get the meme. It's basically saying I may lie, cheat, manipulate, and plunder. By the way, I don't even know what plunder means. I thought plundering was something that pirates did. Apparently, plundering is what narcissists do as well. So we're going to have to add this to the list of narcissistic abuse: lying, cheating, gaslighting, manipulating, and plundering. Watch out for the plundering narcissists that are out there. But they do like to have that smile saying, but I'm as charming as the Dickens. So I guess that's something. I don't know. All right, next meme. My ex was from the land down under. Australia? Hell. Yes. I get it. This meme makes complete sense. I can see this conversation happening. Very much. Well said. It's very simple, straight to the point. Yes, my ex was from the land down under. Hell. Good meme. Good meme. Next meme. Yep, check the receipt. Just as I thought. I didn't buy any of your bullshit lies. This meme is actually something that is usable. You can use this against a narcissist who is trying to pull one by you, trying to pull a fast one by you. You can just remember this meme. Yep, check the receipt. Just as I thought. I didn't buy any of your bullshit lies. Right on. Good meme. Well done. Well done on that meme. Next meme. Narcissism Treatment Center. Please take a number. And they're all the number 1. You can look at this meme in 2 different ways. One way is that every narcissist believes they're number 1. And that's why it's a bunch of number 1 tickets. Or you can look at it as nobody shows up at a narcissism treatment center. Therefore, they're still on the number 1, and there will always be on a number 1. Either way, it can make sense either way. Good meme. Thank you for sharing that one. Next one. Me trying to explain to toxic people why I can't be around them. You are a thief of joy. This is funny because it is very difficult to try to explain to a narcissist or a toxic individual why you no longer want to be in contact with them. And this is why we say don't make an announcement to narcissists. Don't make an announcement. Don't set a meeting. I know you want to. I wanted to too. But this is what you end up sounding like. Okay, sit down. We need to have a conversation. You are a thief of joy. So we can't be together anymore. When you see it in this context, it looks ridiculous. It does. You can't sit there and tell somebody you're stealing my happiness, man. I've got to go no contact with you. It just doesn't sound right. Even though it's true, it's exactly what's happening in the relationship. It doesn't sound right when you're trying to explain it to them. Next meme. Things that don't exist. Bigfoot, fairies, unicorns, and rehabilitated narcissists. This is good. But I disagree with it because I think Bigfoot does exist actually. But this is also a good meme. Well done. Well put. We will put narcissists up there with all of the mythological creatures as far as or rehabilitated narcissists. They have a place with mythological creatures that they just don't really exist. All right, next. Oh, your friends are coming. Let me turn into the nicest mom in the world. I know people who have had this mom. Maybe you have. They're absolute monsters. Or this is just true of any narcissist. They're monsters. But when friends or when other people are coming over, they're all of a sudden super, super duper people. Just the most amazing, right? Next meme. Waiting for the narcissist to apologize. It's a skeleton sitting on a park bench. Yes, I get it. Because if you're waiting for a narcissist to apologize or to reconcile with you, yes, you will spend your life. You will take it to your grave because it's not going to happen. So yes, the narcissist does make, this meme does make sense. The narcissist will have you just waiting forever. Absolutely. Good meme. Finally, the last meme on this episode, a narcissist at home, and it's a gremlin versus a narcissist out in public. Still a gremlin, but it's Gizmo. I know a lot of people think Gizmo, if you remember the movie Gremlins, I don't know. I was like 5 or 4 when that movie came out. I don't know. But yeah, Gizmo was apparently the cute one. Still a gremlin, but cute and fuzzy and furry. And then the gremlins were these nasty, evil creatures, right? And yeah, I get it. I get it. In public, they're Gizmo. Uh, at home and private, they're ugly, nasty creatures. But let's be real. They're still gremlins, right? And we will end it on that note. Narcissists are gremlins. Whether or not they're Gizmo or they are the nasty little things that get water on themselves, they are gremlins either way. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to subscribe, like, also send your memes and post them onto the Royal We Facebook support group. You can access the Royal We Facebook support group through www.jointheroyalwe.com. And through that website, you can access Instagram, Facebook, all kinds of good stuff. That's the hub for the Royal We. And I look forward to showcasing more of your memes in upcoming videos right here on the Royal We.
So what'd you think about him? He's got a great personality. I'm subbing to him. He talks about, let me get to his channel. Videos. The Royal We is a response to narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I first learned of narcissists after years of experiencing demeaning, devaluing, antagonistic behaviors from in-laws. Oh my gosh, here we go, right? Life Rewinded? I just asked that, like, how do you navigate that? The more I tried to fix the problems, the worse the issue became. I found myself being accused, mocked, provoked, cussed at, and blamed for it. Does this sound familiar to you? The Royal We is my processing platform to creatively express my pain, as well as to share my growth and understanding as I continue to learn and heal. I am glad that you are joining me on this journey. Wow. So, yep, no contact without even trying. Resentment, the bitter end of narcissistic abuse. I can't forgive them. Narcissists ignore the cracks. Consequences of leaving a narcissist. Pointing at narcissist keeps three fingers pointed at you. When narcissists poison you, this looks like a great channel. How to judge narcissists by their fruit. Do narcissists transfer bad energy? Don't be fooled by sentimental narcissists. Narcissists need to be victims. Yeah, this is a great channel. So please sub up. Let me find his link again. Royal We. Okay, share, copy. Tell him Pink sent you. There is not enough love in this world for a narcissist. I agree. Okay. So what did you think? Those memes, they were funny. So let me just narcissist. There's some that are just hilarious. Oh no, I don't want YouTube. Let me Google narcissist. Images. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay. That's my mother-in-law. She buys things for us or the kids only to throw it in our faces later. Don't you hate that? It's very common. Yep, look what I did for you. Look what I did for you. Really? Really? So I don't know. I probably just wouldn't accept gifts anymore. You have to set boundaries, right? Be like, mom-in-law, or to his mother, mom, like, we think it's really great that you buy these things for the kids or for our home or whatever. But if you're going to throw it in our faces every time you don't agree with something, we can no longer accept your gifts. That's an example of a boundary, and they can take it or leave it. No more. I send it back. Yeah. Okay, this is one of my favorites. Arguing with a narcissist is like getting arrested. Everything you say can and will be used against you. Arguing with a narcissist, cycling conversations that go nowhere, aggressive, rage, look at you, almost like they are looking through you, stonewalling, ignore you, scream, talk over you, not let you get a word in, constantly interrupt you, never let you finish, refuse to talk to you, calling you a drama queen, or always starting trouble. They insult you, talk down to you, never take accountability or give sincere apologies. Narcissist, a person who falls in love with their own image, constantly taking self-portraits and posting them all over their Facebook timeline. This one I liked. He showed waiting for the narcissist to give you closure or an apology, and it shows the skeleton. Narcissists don't discard you for somebody better. They discard you for someone who will shower them with attention because they are yet to see through the narcissist's disguise. And then when they do leave you, they don't let you leave quietly. Like, even if you leave quietly, they're going eventually to start a smear campaign. Okay, the child of a narcissist, the scapegoat of a narcissistic parent is never safe. Situations are created by the parent to blame the child for things they never did. Much of a child's life is pushing back against the lies. The child internalizes that they can't do anything right. Some fight back, others surrender, and they give up fighting. It's very detrimental to children, especially during, um, you know, their their younger years when their brains are developing. Let's see. 12 signs you're married to a narcissist. If I'll just go through 5 of them. Uh, it feels like you're the one doing most of the work in the relationship. Your partner does things to sabotage the relationship and prevent it from moving forward, but doesn't want to let you go either. Your partner could have a history of troubled relationships and or addictions. Your partner has episodes of excessive and often unjustified anger, sometimes even infidelity, and he or she somehow makes it all your fault. With a narcissist, everything's your fault. Everything, everything. You feel emotionally exhausted or completely drained by how hard you have to work to make or keep your partner happy. Um, how to get revenge on a narcissist. You can get revenge on a narcissist, but not the way you think. Heal, live well, move forward, accomplish your goals, live your best life. Narcissists hate when you are doing better than them or better without them. As crazy as it sounds, it's insulting to them. It drives them crazy. Even if they are the ones that left you, they cannot handle if you are doing great without them. Some will literally try to find out how you are doing to reassure themselves that you still want them. That is very true. What is like arguing with a narcissist? Never being heard, constant gaslighting, talking in circles, never taking accountability. You are never seen or heard. They talk over you, speak louder than you, talk down to you, insult you, never acknowledgement nor apologies, screaming and intimidation, constant excuses and justifications, blame you for everything, diverting conversation, bringing up the past, and there is never any resolution. I think I already read that. Yeah, so those are just some memes and little tidbits. Um, Look at that. There's a book, Little Miss Narcissist. Oh, it's a magnet. Waiting patiently for the narcissist to die so I can tell my side of the story. Wow, that's profound. That's profound. Waiting patiently for the narcissist to die so I can tell my side of the story. Hamster on the wheel, that's how I explain it. Yeah, Lee. Davita, that's exactly how my mother felt. Okay. All right, let me drop a link. Stop screen. Invite. Copy. Paste. Okay, there's the link. If anyone wants to come up, you're welcome to come up. Um, no pressure. If you just want to comment, no pressure to share your experience. If you're not comfortable with it, this is a safe place to be. And always remember, you are not alone. Life with a narcissist is like wiping your ass with a hula hoop. This shit never ends. Oh my God, Jamie. Oh, they seem to have a lot of energy too, says Janae, and don't need much sleep. Yeah, that's true. Isn't that? Yeah, they don't need much sleep. Or they justify lack of sleep, you know? I'm one of those people. I just don't need sleep and I'm fine. No, you need sleep. Life isn't like that. If God meant us to have 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep a night, it would be that. But no, we know that you need at least 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep to re energize and to heal your body. You need to heal your body, and that's through sleeping, resting. And, when we get sick with the flu or a bad cold, we feel tired. That's our body's way of saying rest. Rest equates healing. We should all send Merb a birthday rainbow card. We'll do something when I come back. Just to celebrate. I'll have to go buy another cake and put the wig back on. For God's sake, why did you have to bring that up? I hear smiles. Again, the birthday again. Remember that one, Scooter? Carolyn, blow out the candles. Carolyn, blow out the candle. Blow out the candles. Why don't you blow out the candles? And she just sat there with this smug look like a kid. That face of a kid, like, I'm not happy, like, it's not my cake, it's not the frosting I like. Oh my God. But I did a parody on Diane's channel and went out, and actually I couldn't find a rainbow cake, but I found a cake that was very good. I think it was a triple layer chocolate cake. I don't remember, but it was good. Hi, Smutna Jules. How are you? She made me stronger than she'll ever know. It was hell the first 15 years, but then I woke up and left. Life Rewinded. Here we go. Hi, it's so good to have you here.
Hey, Dollface.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Can you hear
fine.
me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I could hear you. Hey, everybody in chat. I can't see it, but um, I very interesting topic. Think very interesting.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Let's
Boston
talk.
and New York.
Boston and New York here. Boston and New York in the house.
Well, I dealt with it for, I guess it was probably 29 years. I think because I was young when I met my husband. He's younger than me. I was 16. He was 14. We've
Oh,
been
wow.
together since.
So this is about your mother-in-law?
Yeah, and I always respected her, because I was a kid when I met her.
Yeah, yeah.
So I dealt with it for a really long time, and I didn't know what she was until I came to YouTube. I didn't know what it.
Wow. Yeah,
Again,
same here. Same here. I didn't know what.
right? I didn't know what a narcissist was,
Yeah.
but she does that. She does the condescending tone, like when you talk to somebody and you do the robotic, like talk and talk to. She just talks down to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it anymore. I just set my boundaries and cut it off. It was one time she bought my daughter's communion dress, and believe me, it was a lot of money. It was 500,000. My daughter's 23, so that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
But
A lot of money now. Yeah.
I didn't have to get that dress. My daughter just happened to love it. She wanted to be that grandmother to get it for her. So, me and my husband had words. I was like, it's too much money. And he's like, listen, if she wants to buy it, let her buy it. And shit you not, I should have listened to my own gut instinct because it's a communion party. Do you know she had to go around to every table to let them know that she bought the dress?
Wow.
But
They
saying
do
it, it's all like,
say, they do say listen to your instincts when you're around.
yeah, like
Yes,
if my fucking daughter would have been naked if she didn't do buy the dress. You know what I mean?
right.
Like she always did that. Like if we had a party and she'd pay for the catering, oh, me and my husband paid. I just couldn't take it anymore. I just really could not take it. But the sad thing is, my father-in-law's a doll. I love him to death, and it's sad because she does the same thing to him. And
So,
from what I understand, her mother was worse.
well, yeah. So we often hear, and I was guilty of doing this too. Like I'd always say, if someone told me, their mother or father was abusive or their spouse in any way, I'd be like, wow, that's probably how they grew up. But I don't now it's like, no, we have to break that cycle, you know?
Yeah, she's the type has to control everything and everyone, like everything and everyone.
So when
And
did when did you start like setting boundaries? Like when was like
well, after we moved away, like back to my neighborhood, per se, it
yeah,
started just getting more distant and distant and distant and distant. And then, finally it was just, you know, I don't remember what exactly set it off, but I just had nearly had a nervous breakdown. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And I haven't seen her since, but I don't know if you know, but I was in the hospital for in February. I was on intubated on life support and everything.
I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you okay
I'm
now?
good now. I'm great now. Huh?
You're okay now though, right?
Yeah, I'm great now. I'm really great. I had a goiter because I have thyroid issue, and it was pressing on my voice box,
Oh my gosh.
and I was talking like delusional, And I called my mother and I said, I don't feel right. Like I think I have to go to the hospital. Well, thank God I did, because my
Yeah.
oxygen was only at 60.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. I woke up like 3 days in ICU, had no friggin' recollection of anything. But it was a rough road. But I'm so much better now. But it just broke my heart because my father-in-law was at that hospital bed every single night after work.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just such a good person. I think that's why for years I put up with it because I loved him because he was a good man. He was a good grandpa, you
Yeah.
know, and he's just such a great guy. So much, very much like my own father. So it was hard, that in that case, it's really hard because you
Yeah,
have
of
to come to
course.
him for help, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think if it wasn't for that, I would have walked away a lot sooner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm sure, having in-laws that are a narcissist, I'm sure there are marriages out there that are split because
Yeah,
of
and then God forbid, you have you're a parent and your son-in-law, your daughter-in-law is one. What could you possibly do? Because you want to have a relationship with your child and your grandchildren. Like when it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend or husband and wife, you could leave that situation. But when it's a son or in-law or it's much different. It's you know what I mean? Like if it's Merv or somebody on YouTube, you could just walk away.
right,
But
right.
like if it's your child or your daughter, like or your parent, it's hard. It's really hard. I feel for people that go. 'Cause I don't even know what the answer is. I really don't, other than cutting it off. Because Really,
So,
like
so
everything,
you
ever since I did that,
relocated.
everything got better.
Yeah, but you relocated, right? Like, but I'm
Yeah, but
sure.
not far.
Yeah, but I'm sure. I mean, have you set boundaries? Like, look at it, if you're gonna keep throwing this up in our faces that you bought this for my kids or for us, you
Oh,
can't buy us stuff.
my husband used to say it all the time, and it's like she should just forget, but it doesn't. It's gotten to the point now where we can't even do that or try to set boundaries. It's just total, just non-speaking, and it's sad because I don't like to do that because that's his mother, and I never want him to live with any regrets. Like you know what I mean? And I
Right.
tell him all the time, my decision doesn't have to be your decision, and but he feels the same way.
So,
We've been together for 32 years. He knows more. We know more about each other than he knows about his own mother. Like we had he was 20 when when we had my son. I was
yeah.
22. So we know more of each other than we know of her. We spent more time with each other than we did with our own parents. If
So
that
it
makes
it's
sense.
so with your mother-in-law, it's no contact?
None.
For how long has it
But I
been?
don't. My kids do. My kids do. But
Oh,
I
okay.
want my
Okay.
I want my kids to learn on their own because I'm not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll never badmouth, but my kids never understood it, but now that they're old, like my daughter, oh
Mhm.
boy, because she used to like defend it, and I used to just ignore it or whatever, or we wouldn't talk about it in front of her because I didn't want to corrupt her. But now she sees it. You know what I mean? More than ever does she see it. It's just sad because she's lost very many relationships, family, friends, colleagues.
Who has? Your
My
mother-in-law?
mom,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think they care though. I don't think a
yeah,
narcissist recognizes that. If people walk out of their life, they're just looking for their next victim.
and you have to see how she used to treat her mother-in-law, who I loved. And remember, after Hurricane Sandy, I had to because Hurricane Sandy hit my neighborhood where my
Yeah.
mother lived there, my father lived there, both my brothers lived there. So everybody had to go somewhere. We couldn't go together. Like I couldn't go to my mother's. So the only place we had to go was here to his mother's, So and we had to stay for a good year.
Oh,
And it was torture watching her um, torture her mother-in-law. I hated it.
I don't know how you did it for a year. I would
Oh, forget it. How I did it. My son played football, so basically, we were out of the house more than we were in. I pretty much lived. That's how I really got into YouTube after Sandy because I used to stay in my car all the time. Like my son had practice, I'd sit there for 3 hours rather than go home. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I found YouTube in
Did you
2012.
and you don't have to answer this, but that experience, especially living there for a year, even though you went out a lot, did you suffer, like, psychologically? Like, did you
Yeah, I remember one night.
insecurities
I,
and just, like, thinking, that gaslighting and maybe it is my fault or
oh yeah, I never like my friend used to have panic attacks all the time, and I used to think that she was ridiculous. Like, oh, stop it, come on, like there's
Mhm.
no such thing. Well, she used to stress me out so bad. It was one night, and we gave the kids the extra room, so we slept on the couch, and I woke up in such an anxiety attack. I didn't know what it was because I never experienced it. My
Right.
husband was like, I don't know what to do. It was terrible. I just could not wait for the house to get fixed. But it cost money, and friggin' Hurricane Sandy bankrupted
That
us,
was bad. I remember
totally
you
depleted
and I
us.
talking on the phone and you telling me about what happened and I
Oh,
was visual going and then you had a cruise set up, right?
yeah, yeah. We went on a cruise in 2019, July.
Yeah, and, like, I remember you telling me, like, the last thing you wanted to see was water, you know?
Yeah, well, that was the funny thing. Right after Hurricane Sandy, right? Because where I lived in Staten Island was the parking lot. So like a big beach parking lot. And it was, even though we had water, the parking lot did it. So that's where all the news crews and everything was.
Yeah,
So, they would want to interview us and stuff. So I started talking to Katie Couric, funny, and we started up a friendship. And I was in Good Housekeeping for a just a, like article. And we
right,
went to the
right.
show. It was a giveaway. And it was Hurricane Sandy happened October of 2012. So this was November 2012. No, December, because it was the day of uh, Sandy Hook. We were at her show the day Sandy Hook happened. And she was giving away stuff, right? I mean, we got Coach bags and microwaves and all this beautiful, beautiful stuff, right? So the last gift she gave, it was kind of like an Oprah thing, and it was all for Sandy, Hurricane Sandy mothers. And all of a sudden you hear a horn beep beep. Now, if you remember, a lot of people lost their cars in Hurricane Sandy. So we thought, me and my sister-in-law were like, oh, great, it's going to be a car. And
Right.
out it came like a cruise, which was a 2-day cruise, like inaugural sailing, shipped to nowhere. Okay.
Mhm.
And it was only for 2 days. And I just looked, and all these mothers are jumping. My sister-in-law like, why do you look like you're so angry? I'm like, I just had the fucking ocean in my living room. The last thing I
Right,
want to
I
do
remember you
is go
telling
sit
me.
on a cruise.
Yeah, I remember telling you, like, "You've gotta go live or share your story on YouTube because, the trauma of just that and all that water, like the ocean, right, like,
Oh, I think I
surrounding,
have a video on my. Hold on, Pink, 1 second.
and they give you, a trip for 2 days on a boat in an ocean. Like, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a video. It may not be mine, or I don't know. There's a video. I think somewhere on my channel of my block and everything.
Mm.
And my father almost died in it because my father left to go bring the car up, his car up, because he had 2 cars at the time. And he's like, let me bring my car up, all the way to, out of the zone in case we do get flooded. And when he tried to come back, the water was, it was like a, I can't even explain it. It was like a tsunami, like a mini tsunami, right?
Yeah,
And I
water
live right
is
across the
very
street.
powerful, it's very strong, and people.
Yeah, I mean, it took my car that was out of the driveway and 4 blocks down.
Jeez.
And my father got stuck behind a guy because he had a hard truck, but the guy in front of him got stuck. And this was like 2 blocks from my house. And he had to get on the hood of his car. Thank God the guy in the corner threw him like an extension cord, and my father had to hold it. And the
Oh
guy like
god.
fished him in
Mhm.
and kept him overnight. So when I got up in the morning and looked down the block, I see my father's car. And of course, it was all I could see was the hood. And I didn't say anything to my kids. I just said to my husband, like, oh my God, like, he's got to be in there. He's dead. I had no, like, because his cell phone was soaking wet, so he couldn't call us. It was just so traumatic. Really, really traumatic.
Scary, scary.
I feel for people, but I'll tell you what, if they tell you to evacuate and you see anything on the news about a surge, don't ever not evacuate.
I know, well,
Less
it's
than a
so
minute.
yeah, in, New Orleans when, what was the name of that one?
Oh,
Uh,
Katrina. They
Katrina.
were on the roof.
I mean,
We
people,
had people
why
on
don't
ours.
leave your house? Like, this idea that they're gonna survive through it, or I don't get it. I just don't get it.
That was like the thing I talked to you about in Hawaii. Like all those people, why they waited so long, and then there was that only one road out. Like
Yeah.
so many people. Was there a lot of deaths?
Yes, yes.
There
I
was,
don't
right?
know the number, but there were a lot of missing people as
It
well.
was sad. That was so
Yeah,
sad. I don't remember where I watched it, but I wanted to ask you a question. You and I differ from the Karen Reed um
we do.
trial. Yeah.
We do. Yeah. Well, you know what? Now that it's getting a little heated, that trial, and I will be honest, I started to get my doubts. Like, I don't know. I've always thought, maybe Karen Reed's on trial in my state for allegedly running over her boyfriend and killing him, and he was found in front of the Alberts home dead hours later. But it's that Google search, "How's long to die in the cold?"
Well, didn't you see why it happened? Like it hasn't come up yet, but when Celebrex gets on, they're gonna tell you.
Right,
Celebrex is
right. But she Googled that at 2:27 a.m.
no. She had the app open because she Googled something about a game. Was it a volleyball game or
For
something like that, where
basketball.
the
Yeah.
location was. And the app was left open. So when she Googled it again, like it just showed up that way. Trust me, I thought the same thing until if the lawyer I don't know if anybody follows it. He explained it pretty good, and then I have to wait
So
to see
so
it myself
because the
because I'm
app
not
was
technical.
open and she did that second search, it stayed at that timestamp, right?
Right. And
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, this is what I heard from him, but until I see it understand myself, I want to better understand it. But
yeah.
I just don't see. Listen, I would. There's so much reasonable doubt, right? But I just don't understand why they decided to go with this. Why couldn't like? First of all, I think if she did it, it was an accident. It wasn't murder.
Right,
I think
right.
she did it on accident. Second of all, I mean, you how many people would have to be included into this scam if you're talking about the medical examiner, cops, firemen, friends,
Well,
bar
if
patrons.
you go on Netflix, Life Rewinded, and watch that docuseries Trial 4, um, that happened in, I think, the late 90s, where a Boston cop detective was doing detail in front of Walgreens pharmacy, and he was murdered, and in his car. And there was a young black guy shopping inside a Walgreens buying diapers, and they pinned it on him.
Oh,
And
I think I've seen that. Yeah,
oh my God, it's a wild docuseries if you guys want to watch something like you talk about, like playing with your head, just when you think, oh yeah, no, and then all of a sudden, I mean, the corruption. And I think
I
with
love watching
people
all
from
that stuff.
Massachusetts, that sticks with them a lot. And I keep thinking of that, like, could they have set him up like they did that kid in Boston? And I was living right down the street at that time when that happened. Um,
Hmm.
so hi Lee. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna wait for the trial to play
Yeah,
out.
that's me too.
I mean,
I have
I'm not
the people
steadfast
that don't
on she's
understand.
innocent.
It's
Yeah,
starting to heat up now, but the
yeah,
people I want to hear from the professionals. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
Well,
these witnesses have been boring.
a professional just came up, and I have a theory no one's even said.
Wow.
So this is a bulletin.
All right, breaking
I wish
news.
watch
I
the
hope it's like
obsession.
the same theory. I hope it's like the same theory Laura had.
I don't know what theory Laura had. I don't watch Laura.
I don't watch
Maybe
her
someone
either.
else.
I can't
I don't
imagine.
watch it. I don't watch it either. I watch JP that parodies her, and she was
Anyway,
talking about it.
hi, Life Rewinded, darling. Hi, Pink.
How
Long
are you,
time.
sweetheart?
So glad to see everyone. Anyway, I do have a theory. I could be 100% wrong, but I have been watching this case diligently. If I'm shopping, if I'm at work, I get the headphones in.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, here's my theory. Everybody's innocent. Because what stands out to me is the German Shepherd. A German Shepherd can easily jump over a 6-foot fence. A German Shepherd, if it's just a regular lock, can slide it open and slide it closed. If he was dropped off, remember, he let the dog out to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's been mentioned by many witnesses.
Yeah,
The
but there's
kids,
no dog DNA.
No, Life
they don't
Rewind
have
did.
the
They didn't
dog.
take the DNA from his actual wound. They took it from
Right.
his shirt. His shirt that was thrown on the floor of the emergency room. Like,
Right.
yeah, there
Here's
was
what I
no
think happened.
DNA swab from his actual skin.
Correct, Pink. I think she let him out. She didn't go in. He didn't go in. When the dog was let out, the dog sensed a stranger out front, right? There's a history that this dog has attacked people. Two
Yeah.
people had to go to the hospital because of this dog. There may have been more people we don't know about. Plus, they got rid of the dog quick. They sold the house quick and they got the heck
Yeah, and
out of it.
yeah, but they also replaced rugs downstairs, and apparently
Yeah.
his Apple Watch detected going upstairs inside or at that
So
address.
whatever happened, this dog was involved. Okay, he could have ran out
Yeah.
that. Don't forget the what I call it, the Johnny pump. That what do you call it in Boston? That water
Fire
pump.
hydrant.
All right, for fire
Fire
hydrant.
hydrant.
Okay, that dog. He's got the marks on his arm, right? The dog could have jumped over the fence when he got out of the car. She pulled away, right? The dog comes out. He's got his arm up, protected himself, and he fell and he hit his head on the fire hydrant, got up again, still struggling with that arm, hit his head, hit it in the same spot, and that's it. He got unconscious and laid down in that snow. The
Yeah,
dog
but
would just the
I'm
dog
not
went
that
right back.
that's a good theory. That's a
The dog went
good
right
theory.
back in the yard, or he saw the dog wasn't there. He called the dog. So the people in the house may not know anything. His dog probably
But
got
don't
out
you
the
think?
door. The dog can jump a German Shepherd can jump a 6 foot fence like nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that he could have just jumped over. Maybe he opened the dog jumped back in, or he saw his dog where he called for his dog. So nobody knew he was out there. I believe everybody's innocent. Potentially, possibly. It's a theory.
But didn't they? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they say it wasn't consistent with a dog bite?
They didn't. They
No.
don't have the experts up yet, but
The experts have said it looks a dog, definitely a dog. Look at his arm. It's definitely what else? It can't be the car do that. The car couldn't do that. It's just my theory.
yeah.
Well, I don't say you're wrong. I don't know. None of us obviously know
I
what
think
happened.
she's gonna get off only for the fact that
I think she's
they
gonna get off
cannot
now.
prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she hit him with the
Right.
But
car.
then here's another thing. All right, that's just a theory. But here's another thing. We don't know how much she drank. We don't know if she was drunk. She must have got home by 1 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock, she's up because he's not in the house. I mean, if your husband or boyfriend is going to a house with a bunch of cops, they're all cops. They're going to get drunk. He may fall asleep. You're not going to leave your house at 4:30 in the morning and go look for him unless you know you left him somewhere. So
Well, that's what I say. If my
to
husband
me,
didn't get home, I wouldn't be out looking for him in a blizzard.
right.
But
To
I tell
me,
you right, when he got home, he'd get his cash
right.
straightened.
To me, that's like a propensity of guilt right there. What
Yeah,
did I
that's
do?
why I think so.
Yeah,
And
because
not
it don't
only
make
that, you know
sense.
what else? Two other things bother me so far. Once when she said to the sister-in-law, we're never going to talk again. And when she went back to that house that morning, to John's house, everybody was there after the hospital and everything, and she went and packed her bags with her father and left. What? Why if you're guilty?
Well, the idea is, here you go. This was a good transition because Pink opened a channel. We're talking about narcissism based on the crap she was playing with Mr. Higgins. If anybody watched Day
Yeah.
17,
Oh my God, that was
you know,
humiliating, wasn't it?
and the way she just right away accused, a hello as they're having
Well,
they're
that's
having sex.
Lee. That's Laura's theory that Higgins invited him back because he did, and beat the balls off him. And
No, I don't think so. No, absolutely not.
no,
No.
that's what Laura thinks. I'm like, oh,
It's either the
meanwhile, she
dog.
got half the case wrong.
No, it's either the dog. Now, hear me out. It's either the dog she did back into him, but that's not going to kill him. As far as I'm
Mm.
concerned, the dog is involved. As far as I'm concerned, somewhere, somehow. and
Yeah, but
nobody took the
how does
DNA.
he end up on the lawn? Like, it
Well,
started
that's what I have a hard time with.
and
Think
don't
too.
you walk up the driveway and the walkway to get in the house? How did
But there was
somebody
other
that
cars
dog
there.
dragged him?
There was other cars
Like, did
there.
he drop his cell phone? And because how could she have gotten his head? Like, you know what I mean? If she was
No,
backed
I
into
mean,
him and he was
if
standing
she
straight
was,
up.
I don't know which way is east, west, north, south. So I think because many people said their passenger side was by the mail, excuse me, by the mailbox. So
I just don't
I don't know.
understand. I mean, was he really short? That I mean, she hit his head. I mean, come on, like you know what I mean?
I think he
Like, how
hit
did
his
she hit
head.
his head?
Listen, if she hit him, the Johnny pump is close to this where the property line
Yeah, I
ends.
gotta go look again because I couldn't
So
really see with
he
the.
could have just, fell back and he hit it. See, I don't, they
Well,
didn't
even on the
All
slide.
curb,
right.
he could have hit it on the curb. You know what I mean?
Are you
But
sure it was the
no,
fire hydrant and not the transformer box
there
or the
was a
utility
fire
box?
hydrant right there. There's a point on the top of a fire hydrant. I think that's where his head hit. If she did hit him with the car, he kind of went flying and hit his head on that pump. Then the
He
door
wouldn't
could
have
have
gone
came out.
flying.
Wait a
She'd
minute,
have,
wait a minute.
she'd have to be
Then
backing up going 50 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
well, the car situation is confusing, but if she did hit him and he flipped and hit his head on the fire hydrant, the dog could have still jumped out to save him. Dogs do save people too. The dog could
Mm-hmm.
have biting him on the arm to kind of drag him towards the
Take
house
him
for
up
help.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the
Honestly,
other.
in my heart of hearts, I think she did it, but I really do think she's gonna get away with it.
It
I
could be a
do.
hung jury. Could be. I'm thinking a hung jury.
But
Yeah,
then again, I'm the idiot who thought that Murdoch was gonna get it was reasonable doubt, and he would.
really?
I
Murdoch?
did. I mean, I know he was guilty 100%, but I really thought that I don't know for some reason I kept thinking like it's questionable, like you know what I mean.
I don't think,
I
Janae,
didn't think
I
so,
don't think Karen
but
Reed, she wasn't married to the guy. I mean, she had nothing to benefit. I mean, I don't
she
see
didn't
her
get to the moon
motive,
about
and
him
you
that
don't have
night.
to prove a motive either in court. Like, people keep asking, what's the motive? You don't have to prove a motive. So, we
I
may not
honestly don't think she killed him on purpose, though. I don't
know.
think she set out to kill him. I think she was pissed
But
off that
you
he was
know the
going in the
part.
party.
What breaks my heart is these text messages. She didn't want nothing to do with his children.
I
And
know. Well, she said it that night. That
and
breaks my heart. That does.
the kids
And what
have to
breaks my
hear
heart is
that.
those poor children. They have enough loss. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, the kids have to hear that. It's heart wrenching.
They lost their
I
mother,
have,
their
I have,
father, now their
I
uncle.
have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to mute for a minute, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so I mean, she could have
What do you
backed
think?
into
What do
him.
you think's gonna happen when, like, you know, because the kids are going on the stand.
The kids are
Are
going
we
on
gonna
the
be able to
stand.
hear that or no?
I have not heard that the children are going on the stand.
They are, but I heard that. Not in front of everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But I don't know if we'll get to hear their testimony or not.
yeah.
But
I
they
mean,
are going on the stand.
it's a crazy case, but I just think the dog is involved some way, somehow.
She just has that resting bitch face. That girl, like total
Yes,
rest. Like,
I mean, she was really playing with that Mr. Higgins.
yeah, and I think she initiated it. Not only
Well,
that,
no,
you know what I feel bad for? Like the way that courtroom set up, that the
it's
brother and the
crazy.
wife and the parents have to look at directly at her.
Well, she definitely, she's the one that approached and got his phone number, and she
Yeah,
contacted Higgins first. She was really playing him, and then in front
yeah,
of him, she's all over John at
yeah.
the.
That would I think she just used him to try to get John jealous. Like you know what I mean?
I just think she's a woman with problems, mentally
Yeah,
and
she definitely is.
physically.
Well, I just think she's very selfish and self-centered. Like she didn't want those kids around because they took attention away from her. She basically said it. We don't get alone time. He never wants to do anything because he's a father. Like, his partying
Yeah.
days are over. He's got kids to raise. You know what I mean? When you raise kids, their activities become your activities. Like,
Right. Well, she didn't
it's
want
just
kids. So what the heck was she doing with John?
right.
She didn't want to be bothered with the kids. Meantime, everybody thinks she's such a wonderful,
The poor
kind
brother
of
broke her heart
stepmom.
when he took the
So she
stand.
was being fake.
But
She
you
was
know
being
what, though? Every one of his friends, even the sister-in-law, the brother, they all liked her. You know what I mean? Nobody really spoke bad about her.
yes, but
Like,
if you read the text messages, she felt nobody liked her and she didn't like the kids.
uh,
She felt she wasn't
yeah,
accepted, she wasn't appreciated, and she didn't like dealing with children with a man that wasn't her husband. She felt she was being used, so she wasn't being real.
she wasn't being used. Listen, when you sign up for that, that's what you sign up for. I mean, when you're with a man that has kids, that's baggage, and they're always going to be the priority. And
Mm.
if you're not,
Another thing, another thing too, we have two police officers that clean their phones out the day before they got notice to turn their phones
yeah,
in.
and but let's face it, they botched the whole. I mean, blood
So,
and solo cup. I
it's
mean,
really
come on.
it's really a mystery.
They made a mockery of it. Like, this is one of your own. This is how you're gonna collect evidence. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
And the thing is, all these grown-ups going out to get trashed before a huge storm. I
Right.
mean,
And all Laura
I
kept
lived
saying,
in New York.
which was yeah, like
You
New
don't go
York
out
being
and
a
drink.
blizzard, like you don't go out to a bar. That's the last
No,
friggin' place you go to.
no, you go get the booze and bring it home.
Yeah, you have snow parties at the house. That's what we do, normal.
Exactly.
But you know what Laura was like, those Irish people, the Irish. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
she really thinks mental head that every Irish person is an alcoholic.
I don't know. I think Irish, well, there's good and
Here's
bad in
here's
every race.
here's one theory that came to my mind,
Ooh,
when they had Higgins on the stand, okay?
yeah.
For showing all those text messages, that he was more into her, right?
Oh yeah.
And that maybe he was the one that
Don't say it. That's what Laura said.
you
Laura
don't
said
think.
Higgins.
Oh, she
No,
said,
I
I
don't
didn't
see
watch
Higgins
Laura.
doing
She
it.
said that Higgins killed him.
Yeah, but the thing I thought is Higgins, like, listen, it was grimy what they both did, but
I
Higgins
think
is a
they
man.
both
I
got
think
into a confrontation about it, that fighting over Karen Reed.
they did.
That's just one of my theories. I don't know. Like the
No, that's
beginning,
what Laura said. But I think no, because I see Higgins was like, "What's up with your relationship?" He kept asking her when he invited her somewhere. He said,
yeah, he's
"Why
trying to
don't you
feel her
guys
out.
come out?" Hang out? Huh?
He's trying to feel her out because he did say, yeah, she was hot. Like he was attracted to
Well,
her.
she is a pretty woman. I think she's pretty,
No,
But
she's
he
except
very
for her
admitted
resting
attractive.
to
bitch
the
face.
he
I think
admitted
she's
it
an
on the
attractive
stand that
woman.
he was
Yes, but
attracted to her.
Pig,
She
she
dresses nice.
She initiated finding
I
Higgins'
just
phone number,
let's face it though,
calling
Pink.
Higgins
Have you
and
seen them
telling,
outside that church? I mean, outside that courtroom. Chantifer. They're actually tailgating. They're barbecuing out there with a tent and beach chairs and everything. That is absurd to me.
Look at, I keep saying I was going to go there.
Like
It's
they're
30
going to a
minutes.
Giants game.
That courthouse is about 30 minutes from where I live. And I didn't make it this week. And
well, the court was
if the
pretty empty.
trial's still going on, I'll try to drive down there and go live and just show everybody what's
Well,
going on.
there's plenty of seats.
No, there
I'm
isn't.
sorry.
Oh, yeah,
My
today, day
my
17.
volume went down. I couldn't hear you guys at first.
I don't want to go inside that. I'll tell you, just listening to all the witnesses, I kept taking naps. I kept falling asleep.
Oh, I was too. But it's starting to get better now.
But,
Pink, do you know anything about the kids? going on the stand? I heard that they were,
No,
but
no,
I
I
heard that
haven't
they're
heard
being called to
anything.
the stand, but it's not going to be like in front of everybody. Maybe
No, and
it's
it
going to be
shouldn't
Zoom.
be.
I
It
don't know.
shouldn't be. I mean, when you put kids in a courtroom, that's rough.
I don't
That's
think they're going.
traumatizing.
I think it'll be probably be in the chambers with whoever,
With
and
the
maybe they'll
judge,
play it
yeah,
back.
with the judge, because I mean, they've lost their
And I
parents.
think if
They
they play it
lost
back,
their uncle who was adopted them. I mean, I don't think they're gonna testify. I don't see what they're
they are.
testifying
They
about.
everybody said they are, but I think that they're going to go with the judge, do what they got to do. The judge will play it for the jury. I don't think the public will ever see it. But I
Well,
heard
Ivy
that they
Lynn
have seen it.
agrees with me. She said hi to him first. She found him first. She said he was hot first. He said, what
Mhm.
do you, right? So, yeah,
Mhm.
she went after him. He said, what do you want from, she said, you're hot. So she started the whole ball of wax and then she ghosted him.
Yeah, I think she used them.
For
I think
what?
she used them to get John jealous
What did
But
she
because
here's
use
the
them
thing.
for? They didn't even go out on a date.
Yeah, but
because
Pink,
they.
Pink, you were talking about narcissism. This girl was friends with everybody, right? Called girls up and whatever to go roam around with her. I mean, are you going to get up? Are
Paying for
you,
trips and
how many
people's
people are you
dinner.
going to get up? How many people are you going to get up for at 4:30 in the morning if they're not your close girlfriend, a friend you're worried about? She dropped
Honestly,
everybody.
honestly, I can see myself doing that.
Yes, I can too. But what I'm saying is she dropped everybody like a hot potato. Nobody ever heard from her again.
Yeah, why is that? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
oh, these girls are
narcissists.
such
That's
good
what.
friends.
This is what we open with. These are narcissistic signs right there.
From who?
I mean, he died and she closed everybody that she
Who's the
so-called loved
narcissist?
out of her life.
Who's the
Karen
Oh,
Reed.
narcissist?
Karen Reed is showing narcissistic personality traits so far. What I see.
I agree.
She
All
was
I
Listen,
know,
and I
issued.
all
know
I know as a Massachusetts taxpayer, what a waste. What a waste of money. I don't know what this trial is costing, but all these witnesses that we could have done it without half of them. I don't get it. It
And
was
the
the same
idea is all these
story
cops.
over and over.
All these. Here's the thing. Just for the simple fact that two cops wiped and got rid of their phones, they knew they were going to get a letter the next day. Of course, they got the heads up, but they may have had a lot of stuff in there they don't want the world to know. So I'm not
well
holding that
their
against.
wife could know.
All right,
Yeah,
so
You know,
yeah.
cops have been to the scene.
why is there missing surveillance footage in the Sally Port at the police station of right after they pulled her Lexus into the Sally Port?
I'll tell you why. This is all hypothetical theories. John was found on their lawn, so everybody in the house automatically knows they're going to be the first person to be looked at. So, they knew Karen did it. This is all hypothetically speaking, allegedly.
Hey, ERT.
Think of it.
Hey, can we
So the
talk
people
about
in
can
the
we
house,
talk about the solo cups? The
Oh, I
investigation
said that.
picking
I
up
said that was
evidence?
a mockery.
Are you freaking
well,
kidding me?
no, well, that's ridiculous because
And the leaf blower? Come on.
because the blood would have stayed perfectly fine in the ice. But yeah, you're talking a blizzard, Pink. You were there. It's a
It
blizzard. You
wasn't a
lived there.
blizzard at the time she dropped him off. I mean, even after, do you call 4 inches a blizzard? Like, I don't know. Here in Massachusetts, 4 inches is not a blizzard.
No, I'm saying for them to put police tape up, they said it was too windy.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Well, don't forget they
Okay.
haven't had a murder there since 1997, and I don't really think they thought it was a murder. I thought he may have slipped and fell on the ice. Like, I don't think they took it as a homicide at first. You know what I mean? He was
Yeah, but
drunk.
what I'm saying is they're all sitting in the house and go, listen, this guy's, let's just say they're all innocent in the house. So they're all sitting there saying to themselves, we all know we didn't do anything, but meantime, he's in the front of the lawn. So they're going to think we all did something. So we got to do something to take them away from us because we are innocent. They know they have to turn phones in. Their whole life is going to be
Okay,
Not only that, can you
but
imagine? Do
but
you think?
they're
Do you
making
think that
themselves look
Higgins?
suspicious by doing that. I don't care. I
Exactly.
don't care.
Exactly.
And
Let's
and
I
the
I I agree. I agree with
how
you.
come they
exactly.
didn't go in the house and talk to people when that happened? How can you do a police investigation and not even go into that home and gather
Well, how
information
do you
from other
sleep through
people?
sirens and screaming
That's
and
what I mean. So they're making themselves look suspicious.
right, exactly. If they are innocent, they have made themselves look suspicious.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
and you know what? That's what breaks my heart because she's gonna get away with it because of shoddy police work. That's my feeling on it. But you know what? Just think about Higgins. When he was texting her, did he ever think in his mind millions and billions of people are gonna be reading this one day? That's humiliating.
Say that again.
Like Higgins, when he was texting her, I don't think the man ever thought in a million years that, you know, a million people would be listening to his text messages coming on to a girl.
Hey, I'll
It's
tell you
humiliating.
something. He didn't seem to mind. Did you hear him? Oh, the blue bubbles are mine. And he came off as an arrogant son of a bitch.
No, I think he did that because he wasn't gonna let that lawyer do what she did to the last girl. Like he knew what he was up against, and he was gonna say cocky and confident and just own it because he didn't have a choice.
And the worst was one of the girls, one of the female young girls of the son of the house, did see, did see something.
Yes,
It didn't say it for
yes,
what, a year, 2 years?
yep.
Hey,
What about when she said,
I want to ask Smutna a question. He says, "Love Boston. We used to sneak over there from our army barracks from Air Mass." Were you familiar with Veterans Inc. from Worcester, the homeless shelter? I mean, they did a lot for even up in Fort Devens. They worked up in the barracks there too. I just wanted to ask him because I worked for them for a year. They got a grant, a medical grant, and I worked with that that company. No, tell me about it. I'll tell you about it later. I was just asking if you happen to know. But I worked for a year for them, for the homeless vets.
hey, Paige, I want to ask you,
Yeah.
have you know Rabid Dog, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard from him? Because I haven't seen him in a while.
No, I think he put up a community post the other
I
day.
miss him. I used to enjoy him.
Yeah, I think he took a break.
I hope he comes back.
But I think, yeah,
I
he's still
really
around. I
enjoy him.
think he put up a community post not too long ago.
I used to love listening to him.
Hey, can you just tell me how much snow did you get on June 29th?
You mean January
January.
29th?
I mean, January 29th of that year of this crime.
I think it was between 4 and 6 inches. And whenever they say blizzard, like, I don't know,
Well,
but to me, a
that's a
blizzard
bit
Well,
is
cold.
over 12 inches. That to me, that's a blizzard. Like when
Oh,
you're knee deep in the shit. Like,
okay, because they were
and
describing
we
it as a
drive
blizzard.
in that. Sometimes school isn't even canceled for that amount of
Okay,
snow.
okay.
So it
Well,
just blows my mind, like the cops, it was such blizzard
yeah,
condition.
well, that's how they're describing it. So,
well, it didn't look. It wasn't clear conditions. I couldn't see shit when watching that
But if you see
video of
the
the
next
cop
day when they
driving.
show the picture of the house in the snow, you can see the snowbank from the plows, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's not a lot of snow. I mean, sometimes, when I back out of my driveway and I have to be really careful because I can't see because I
yeah,
have a 2-foot snowbank on either
yeah.
side of
Yeah.
me. That to me is a blizzard.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, what I'm worried about is that John's parents and family may never know what happened to this man that morning.
No, I said the
I
same
know.
thing. And I look at the dad, and I swear, you could just see like this is totally taking a toll on it. And the fact that they have to sit in the court and look at her is ridiculous to me. Why are they
She
sitting
has
there?
that,
Why?
she has that look on her face. You know, she's looking at the witnesses on the stand, and she looks at them as if, I got you. You notice that look?
I love when the girl said, yeah, fuck you too.
And you notice she
She just
doesn't
right
sit
at
with
her.
her husband either.
Who?
The O'Keefe's parents, they're not sitting together anymore.
Oh no. I didn't know.
They alternate. Somebody says, I forgot. I was listening to Law and Crime, and they alternate for some reason. I'm not sure why.
And I really think putting them there right next to Karen Reed, like, I think her
It's
her father
terrible.
should be over there.
Yeah, that's what I said. Why are they facing her? That's torturous.
Yeah.
The room is so
Not only
small.
for them, for her too. I mean, she has to watch every facial expression because God forbid, like, she like
The former room that they were in, the courthouse that they were in before the trial, all the pretrial stuff, I got divorced in that exact room.
Oh my goodness.
I got
I'm not
divorced.
crazy about the judge. How about you
It's
guys?
an old courthouse, old courthouse, and like no air conditioning. So, but I remember the judge saying, the AC guys, the HAV guys were there the
Yeah,
night
yeah, yeah.
working really hard because they don't have good air conditioning there.
Wow.
What do you think about the judge, you guys?
I hate her. I don't hate her, but people are like, "Oh, she's menopausal." I'm like, "No, she's sidebar pausal." Like,
I've never ever seen a
Oh,
judge
I've never
like
seen so
she's
many
so
sidebars.
by hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry, move along, move along, move along. So, if Karen gets a guilty, they have so many reasons for an acquittal. I
Yes,
mean, for
yes,
an appeal. Just
yes.
based on that judge. And that judge's brother is a lawyer, defended one of the was it the Alberts? When they were young, he was drunk driving, hit and killed a person when he was like
Wow.
22 years old. Judge Bev's brother defended one of the Alberts years ago.
I
Well,
heard that they didn't want her and she threw a hissy.
well,
Yeah,
to me, watching the trial, I see her leaning towards the prosecution.
Oh, me too.
he's very biased. It's so
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
And I think it's because they accused her of being in on it and didn't want her to be the judge. So now this is her way to stick it to them. And she shouldn't do that.
Like I said, this trial now is getting like I said, it's going to be a mystery. I think it's going to be like something we're never going to have an answer to. Except I think my theory is pretty spot on. She did hit him. He went, it's not going to kill him. She backed into his body. He's 6'2", 220 something pounds. And he just went flying, hit his head on the fire hydrant. The dog came out trying to
Or
protect
anywhere,
him.
the curb, the sidewalk, anything.
Yeah, either attacked him or tried to protect him,
Yeah, but
and
if the
it probably,
dog jumped over the fence, why didn't the witness testify that they said they let the dog back in? Like they let him out in the backyard.
well, the dog got in when it was ready to get in.
You think the dog's gonna jump back over the fence?
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I don't
Dog
think
gets
so.
out of that fence, he's going.
Listen,
Especially
a
that
cat,
kind of
a
dog.
cat can open a door. You think a dog can't move a latch on a fence? I had a shepherd once. They're very smart, very capable.
They are very smart, but I mean, obviously, I if he was the kind of dog that they say he is, they would have had,
If he's the
precautions for
kind of
that.
dog they say he is, he jumped over. It's possible he jumped over that fence.
And the cow jumped over the moon.
Yeah, it's just one of my theories because of the way his arm is. That the dog jumped over to do harm or to save, and she did hit him, and he went flying, hit his head on the fire hydrant. Whatever the hell you say, I call it a Johnny pump. That's
I
what we
just
call
don't
it.
know why she left. I mean, I don't think she
I
did it on
haven't told
purpose.
her,
It
but
was an
she knew she
accident.
hit him. That's why she went back.
Right. I
Who
mean,
the
but
hell?
like
Who the hell drinks all night? 3 hours is up. She never went to sleep.
exactly. The bed was still made.
JJ says he could have slipped and fallen on his own. after Karen drove off.
Yeah, he could have. He
I
could have
gotta tell you,
slipped.
if it was my friend, I would have been like, for what baffles me is like, if you supposedly was at my sister's house and it was my friend calling, I would have said, let me call and see if maybe he fell asleep there. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Well,
instead
I'm
you
going to
getting
answer
just looking for him.
Tonda's question. He was wearing all black. It's nighttime. And everybody's driving these big SUVs and these big trucks. You don't really see the ground when you're driving. You really don't look. You're looking straight ahead. So he was easy to miss. It's a shame. That's how I see it.
Sad, very, very sad. It
Yeah,
really
everybody's with
is.
these huge
But you know
vehicles.
what? Even if it was an accident, or just say John O'Keefe slipped and fell and was never hit. Because
Right,
honestly, I think if he was hit by a vehicle, he'd sustain more injuries than
right.
just
There's no
facial.
legs to the torso, to the legs, to the
Right.
hip.
But look what it's done to everybody.
Right.
The witnesses are trashing Karen, especially Jen McCabe. She's so arrogant, you
Oh,
know.
she was something. She was something. She
Yeah.
was
Yeah, but
something.
she's also getting tortured in life. I mean, the Karen Lee
And all
supporters are
this is
really
because these adults should have stayed home and not gone out that night.
Isn't it amazing all
exactly.
the drinking involved? But yet their memory, when it comes to the prosecution, right? Their memory's intact after admitting how many drinks they've had, you know? But when it comes to the defense, I don't recall. I don't remember
Well, it
that.
wasn't snowing yet, Tom. Everybody left 12:30, 1 o'clock. Pink lives right near the courthouse.
Not I don't live right
There
near
was
it.
no snow at that point. They're saying that he died between 12:30 and 1 in the morning is what they're saying. And there was no snow yet.
Well, I think it started snowing, but there wasn't like the worst of it came later. Um, but when they say blizzard, people tend to think like, "Oh my God!" But even when the snow
Well,
starts,
he was covered in snow when they found
it's
him.
interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't
All
know.
right.
It's
Well,
just weird to
I'm
me
gonna
that.
drop down, ladies.
Thank you,
Thank you
Life
for having
Rewind,
me.
for coming up.
Nice to meet
Oh,
you and see
thank.
you.
Have
Well,
a
I've seen you
get you,
around for
sweetheart.
years. I've seen you
Have a
around for
great
years.
vacation.
You too,
Yeah,
hon.
me too.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We have to do this again during the end of the trial. Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, all. Good night, chat.
Good night,
Good
hon.
night, Life Rewind. Take it easy. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Pink, can you kick me?
Yeah. Okay. How you doing, Lee? Yeah. Well, look at this. We go from narcissism to the Karen Reed trial.
Yeah. And Alec Baldwin tried to get his case dismissed, and it's
I
going
thought it
forward.
was. Didn't they dismiss it?
No, it looks like it's going forward, if I'm correct. But this Karen Reed case is really crazy. I mean, there's so many. I don't think we're ever going to get the answer. But like I said, I don't mean to be repeating myself, but new people might be coming in. I mean, you figure she got home around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how far. Do you know how far the houses were where she lived as
She
opposed to the
was
Albert?
she was staying in Canton. She's from another town that is south of Canton, going like toward the Cape. I would say she's probably 20 minutes, her house, but she was staying at his house, which is, I think, around a 2-minute, 3-minute drive. Canton's not a very big town.
So he went home, and 2, 3 hours, she's up calling her girlfriends to roam around the streets to look for him. She didn't drop it. She told one of her friends that she left him at the bar. So that's why I think she did hit him, but not enough to kill him. And he hit his head
I
and then
don't
the
think
door.
I don't think she remembers nothing from that night. I
Well,
think she was drinking.
that's a major possibility too. It's a major possibility too. But who gets up and looks for your boyfriend or your husband in 2, 3 hours after you get home? A man's a big boy. They could take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I believe she definitely hit him with her vehicle, but not enough to kill him. You know, he just kind of fell, and I really think he hit his head, and the dog either came to hurt
Wasn't
him
there
or
video
save him.
of her backing out of a driveway and she tapped someone else's car?
She tapped her boyfriend's vehicle on the side where her headlight supposedly broke, but I
Yeah.
didn't see any. There was no red pieces down on that ground. If you zoom in, they're saying you
No,
could see the
it was
car shaking.
cracked. That's the whole thing. They're saying the police are saying there were 46 pieces of broken glass. There
Well,
wasn't broken glass at when they got to his body. And it
Right.
wasn't until later, oh, all of a sudden one piece of broken glass shows up, red taillight glass. Like the whole thing is just sketchy.
But
Like,
here's the whole thing, Pink. I mean, there's like 5, 6, 7 people was in that house for that kid's birthday. You think
yeah.
all of them lied? All of them are in cahoots? It's not. I don't see that unless they all stuck to one story. He never came in the house. I mean, you know.
Then why would his Apple Health Watch show him going upstairs? Like, I can't wait for the experts.
His Apple Watch shows him going upstairs.
Up this, yeah. So
Oh my
like
God.
I have an Apple iWatch and it shows me throughout the day how many stairs I've climbed going up. It won't do it going down because it
Well, let me ask you
knows
this.
like,
If you
but
did
it
put,
shows you
let me
how
ask
many
you this.
staircases you've climbed.
All right, but why don't you try make movements without it being stairs and see if your Apple Watch
It
shows you
doesn't. It,
stairs when you're not.
nope, it doesn't do that. I've tried it.
You're
Even
kidding.
it won't record even going downstairs. And I asked someone that question and we Googled it. And it's all like it's it has to do with breathing or
Well, I mean,
something.
that
But
changes everything, if that's a fact.
yeah, well, that supposedly the defense is gonna put up those experts that and
I don't know
at the
why.
time that he was going up, I think it was 2 flight of stairs, that was the time he was at that address.
Well, what would
And
the
they
two
found
flight?
him without his sneaker. He has a missing sneaker and a missing, baseball cap. Where the hell they never found it.
Well, you know, it could have been she hit him. He did go to the house, and he was kind of wobbly and drunk, and nasty words were said, and a fight occurred. When the dog was in the house, I mean the dog's involved no matter who did what.
I wanna
That's
know
what.
where his sneaker is and where his baseball cap is.
Yeah, that's a big
Even
mystery.
now, the snow would have melted and it was a big story, it just didn't hit the media.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody, if his sneaker was down the street, someone would say, "Oh, shit," because that case, hit the local news. It didn't hit national news at that time.
Well, the sneaker in the hat is another big mystery.
Yeah.
Another thing too, in the videos at the restaurants, I did see him put on a jacket that was like thin but puffy, black.
Mhm.
He had a black sweatshirt, and then he put on a jacket that was a thin but fluffy, fluffy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like a
But
down
when
jacket.
they found him, he only had the sweatshirt.
Right.
So he's got a jacket, shoe, and hat missing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, something
Crazy.
nefarious occurred. But she still could have backed into him, like F you and,
Could've,
attacked
yeah.
him. Well, like I said, I don't think we're ever going to know.
No, I don't think so either. I think all they can show is if there's the prosecution has to show beyond a reasonable doubt, and I think that's gonna be difficult to do.
Yeah. I mean, that prosecutor, I can't take the way he
He's
speaks.
awful. He's awful. He objects to everything. Object. And there's Judge Bev, like, sidebar, please, sidebar. Like, I can't stand her. Hurry up, hurry up. She'll tell the defense all the time to rush it.
Yeah, she said today or yesterday, that's it. One more question. I mean, this lady, I've never seen a judge like this. And talking to the witnesses, you can answer that. She wants to know the answer.
Yeah.
It's funny. She's funny in a way.
Did you
I'm
say
sure
that?
Saturday Night Live is going to have a ball with her. That show's still on.
Yeah, it's still on.
Oh, yeah. They're going to
Oh,
have
he
a
was
ball with
missing
her.
his belt too, Tondo?
Really?
Yeah, but even if the dog snatched the sneaker and the baseball cap,
Oh,
it would have
that's an
shown up
idea.
somewhere.
Well, they could bury it. Dogs
If
bury
the
things.
Canton PD did a thorough investigation, which they didn't,
Nope.
solo
And they
cups
let,
and a leaf blower, are you kidding?
I
They
know,
got
and they
the
let her
solo
go.
cups from a neighbor that lived in the neighborhood, came out, "Hey, will these be okay?" "Yeah,
Now, the
sure."
thing is, nobody
Unbelievable.
in the whole block, listen, where I live, like maybe if there's, I mean, really, nothing happens where I live, but let's just say one cop car, the whole neighborhood's out. I mean, everybody gets out of the house. And where I live is quiet.
Even when they were woken up, the Alberts were woken up by their sister, they still didn't come out.
Well,
Like,
here's
that's
another
so
thing.
suspicious, like,
Did they lock the house? The sister just walked in. Did she have a key? See, I want to know that.
no, so they said that their house is often unlocked because the kids are coming in and out, in and out, in and out, and sometimes they remember to lock it, sometimes they don't.
Ah,
Or maybe the sister had a key, like,
yeah.
she probably had a key to the house.
Another thing that's weird, who sleeps? I could see sleeping with your phone on the bed. I do. I have a king size bed. So, yeah, I have the phone on the bed. But my glasses, no.
Right? Yeah.
Who sleeps with glasses in the bed? Yeah, I was okay with your phone. Now you're throwing the glasses in. You lost me.
Mm.
That was weird. And that phone call, like you said, the text message. How long does it take to die in the snow? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
She
it was
did do that.
deleted. So even if the timestamp stayed from
Yeah.
her previous search, it was deleted. And Jen McCabe is denying that she ever deleted it, but yet it shows it was deleted.
Yeah. How do you like witnesses fighting with technology?
Yeah, she's
You can't
something
fight.
else.
Yeah, I mean, technology is technology. There's nowhere to hide. I mean, when you're talking, do you ever notice you're in your house? Like, I'll talk to my daughter or my son about something, and all of a sudden, I'm getting ads for that object. If let's say we talk, Mom, I need a new pair of slippers. Oh, I'm going to go buy a new pair of slippers. All of a sudden, I have ads for slippers.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
talking to someone in my live stream yesterday. He's from Ireland. And I was saying, people saying, oh, they'd love to go there. And I'm like, yeah, me too. It's beautiful there. And now I have ads for plane tickets
there you
from
go.
Boston to Ireland.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know where they're putting these microphones. They're probably they're everywhere.
All right. Listen, I've got to go.
Yeah, me too, honey. It's been great. It's so wonderful. Thanks for letting me up.
Yeah,
It's
everyone,
like old
thanks for
time.
joining the narcissistic
Thank you,
abuse
everyone. Thank
stream.
you, everyone.
When I get back, we can do
Where you
more.
going? Vacation?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good. You go
Yeah.
have fun. Call me
Yeah.
when you get back.
If I come back. Yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
coming back.
yeah, yeah. Well, you're not retiring yet, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
by the
you're
way,
welcome.
I need congratulations from everyone. My daughter's on her 9th month of pregnancy,
Oh,
first
thank
baby.
God. Good
Yeah,
for
pink.
her.
Yeah,
Does she
yeah.
know what she's having?
Yes, it's a boy. It's a boy.
Oh,
We're thrilled.
so she's
Yeah.
due anytime.
Yeah, she's due any day now. I just came from her house, stayed a few days, and the doctor said the baby's, she just entered her 9th month. She's 37 weeks, and the baby's
Congratulations.
already 6 pounds, 7 ounces, perfectly healthy. She's healthy, and the baby can come any day. But looking at the ultrasound, the baby's sucking his thumb. So I said, well, Gigi, he's comfy, so you're going to be waiting. She
That's
goes, oh, Mom. I
awesome.
go, hey, I thought he was coming early. He's ready to go, but he found his thumb. You're done.
Oh, good for her. Good for
Oh,
her.
it's so fun. It's going to be so fun. My son-in-law says, boy, your mom's going to be a heck of a fun mother, grandma.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Spidey Cat.
Yeah, I'm very fun. Gotta have fun. Well,
All
thank
right,
you, Pink,
everybody.
again.
And
Good
yeah,
night. Call me when you get back from vacation.
I will.
And thank you, everybody. And thank you, Pink. Love you, hon. Oh,
Love you.
glad you found What's the Obsession. She's a doll. Did you see
Yeah,
what she said?
thank you,
Now I
Merv.
know what. Yeah, she goes, now I know where you've been hiding.
Honest to God, I never heard of the channel, and leave it to
I've
Merv.
been on her
She
panel a few
did one
times.
good thing. Leave it to Merv, you know, and
She is such a wonderful person.
isn't she?
Wonderful.
Oh my
She
gosh.
And I've been on her panel a few times, but the time that she's on, I'm usually never around. But if I catch her, I love watching her streams and listening to her streams. I really do.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
only
So
thing
she
with
said,
her title, I think I saw it once, like someone mentioned it, and it appears that does she just do the Watts, you
she
know?
does a lot of the Watts.
Yeah,
She'll,
but she does other cases as well,
she
you
does
know?
other cases well. Not only that, she's highly educated. I
Yeah,
mean,
she is.
she's
Yes.
highly educated, intelligent, caring, a good person. It's amazing how
Yeah.
the people find each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and other people will call it hate bonding, and I'm like,
What?
"No, like,
That's
that's how
just,
you find people, you have
yeah.
commonalities and, it doesn't
I
mean they're
just think
hateful.
eventually,
God sakes, Merv.
eventually, birds of a feather flock together. That's in the end.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So it's
You're
all good.
absolutely
I'm
right.
glad you connected with her. Really, she's a nice addition to your crowd.
Yeah, and I have her subs have come over here, they've subscribed, I'm very
Yeah.
grateful. Um,
Yeah. I love her
Kelly
show.
is, yeah, behavioral therapist.
I mean,
Yeah.
the way she handles her chat, she answers questions, she gets guests up and guests down. She's very good at what she does. I
Yeah.
mean, she's good at it.
Yeah, I
She's a
don't know how she does
professional.
it. She works,
I don't know.
she also works, so
She works and she has, I think she has bunnies, little bunnies.
oh.
How cute is this? I mean, she's got a bunch of bunnies.
Good for her. Yeah.
How could you not love somebody that just has a bunch of bunnies? Come on.
I know, I know. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Verb, thank you, because,
That's one thing. I never
yeah,
kept up with
it's
what
a good
Merv was
channel.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I told you when she first started her channel, I was, excited to see what she was about. What's this, 6, 7 years, 7 years ago now?
Oh, wow, she's been on that long?
Oh yeah, 6, 7 years at least. And I said something, listen, have you ever known me to not be cool? I mean, nice and whatever.
Right.
I handle adversity. I can, I'm nice. I said something interesting in the chat, and she came back snarky as shit. I never went back to her channel, so I got her number really. But I don't know what's going on, what she's doing. I don't even want to know. You know what I'm saying? The only
Who's
thing,
this? Merb?
yeah, Merb,
Oh, please, yeah, she treats
you
people
have to catch me
that
up because I
yeah,
don't
like
know
shit.
nothing.
It's horrible.
You got to catch me up on that because I don't know anything.
And she's looking for new subs, and if you have a
All I
question or
know
don't
is
agree, you're a troll and you're blocked.
all
I
I
mean,
know
it's
is she
horrible.
was playing with shells and was selling a napkin for $200.
Are you serious? $200?
Oh, that's what I thought. Wasn't she selling Dollar Tree napkins for $200? Something crazy. I don't know. Don't quote
Oh,
me,
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
she
and
does.
shells. What was she doing with the shells? I mean, what was going on with that?
I don't know. Only a therapist could answer that. I don't know. She is entertaining now to me, I just laugh, like,
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Laugh it off. Laugh it off, shake
but
it off. But
next time
I wanted to
next
say one more thing. Well,
yeah,
the guy you had on to his YouTube channel, I forgot his name. Oh, the Royal We.
yes.
Yeah, I've subbed to him a long time.
Oh my
But
goodness, I never heard
yeah,
of him.
oh yeah, I'm subbed to him a long time.
Yeah, he
But the
seems
one
like he's got a
picture,
great personality.
yeah, he's a great guy, very nice guy, great guy. And yeah, I'm subbed to him. But the picture, when he was showing the memes,
Yeah.
and then the skeleton was on the bench. What people don't realize, when a narcissist gets really, really old, they are alone. They implode on themselves. The destruction is there. They,
Mm.
they, because you had said, in other words, thinking that all the way up until the day they pass away, they pull this crap. No, eventually everybody leaves them. Eventually they're completely
Yes.
alone.
Someone mentioned in one of my live streams in chat that they get worse as they get older, but I beg to differ because I think they lose their endurance
I
also.
agree. I agree.
Um,
They,
yeah,
they implode on themselves. It's almost like
yeah,
an inversion of their body. It's just, you have to, I don't know. You got to reach a point in the end, they get what they deserve. Let's put it that way. So,
yeah.
and
And you know
also,
what? Next time I'd love for you to talk about this more because, you introduced me to the word narcissism. I remember it. I didn't understand it. And
yeah,
you
I
were so
really do know
educated
a
for
lot.
me.
I know a lot.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to say that people never say, I know you're ready to go. I'm ready to go. But, we could touch on this when you get back on vacation. Maybe we'll do a live.
Yeah. Yeah,
But one thing
definitely.
people never mention that I know for a fact, narcissists, they speak in questions. They're always looking to get something out of you. Like, for instance, if I said to you, great, we're going to dinner at 8. That's a sentence, right?
Yeah.
It's affirmative. A narcissist will say, we're going to dinner at 8. They speak
Mm.
differently. So you can catch them a lot quicker. We'll expound more on it when you get
Yeah.
back from
Yeah,
vacation.
that's
Okay.
interesting.
All right, pal. Love you, Pink. Take
Love
care,
you
everybody.
too, Lee.
Take care, subs.
346. Good to see everyone in here. I've been reading
Yeah.
chat all along. So, your 85-year-old mom is a narcissist. I went no contact with her last year. Good for you. Good for you. Pink's going on vacation. Prove it, Merb. Yeah, prove it, Merb. She's not the only. Merb has questioned my vacations. I know someone else accused me of fake vacations, but we won't go there. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I work hard for my money. And I don't look at it as an expense. I look at it as rest and relaxation, kind of, sort of. I go there, and then when I come back, I need another vacation. I do a lot of adventures, hiking, hiking, and hiking, and hiking. Um, and I eat at Subway every day. Get my cheap eats. Yeah, so I save a lot of money. Like I said, we can go to Hawaii cheaper than going to Disney World. Promise. Promise. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great night. I gotta get some sleep. It was great seeing everyone. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Um, and that's it. You earned it, Pink. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we could talk later about my role at Veterans Inc. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's on Grove Street in Worcester. And it was an opportunity of a lifetime for me. It was a little bit of traveling. Um, they were given a grant for that year, and I really wanted to experience. It wasn't full time, so I was able to do it kind of like a side job. I did a lot of education there with the vets, um, helping out. Um, um, I mean, let's just say when I got there, they wouldn't allow people in the kitchens who had Hep C to be serving food, because they all had a job there. They wouldn't let them work in the kitchen at all. And I'm like, why not? Well, he's got Hep C. So that's when my education came in, that you can't catch Hep C from someone serving you your food, things like that. So it was a great experience there. The vets were all nice. a lot of them in recovery. It was a dry shelter. So yeah, it was great. You're a proud female disabled vet. Well, thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much. And I didn't know Devon's was closed. Did I know that? No, I didn't know Fort Devens is closed. That's too bad. It was pretty out there. It was a nice area. I remember going out there once for a meeting or something. You are wonderful. Many forget about us vets. Well, thank you. Thank you. Just have back issues. Don't we all? Oh, geez. It closed in the 90s. Oh, no, no, no. I don't think so. Fort Dev. Oh, maybe when I worked for Veterans Inc., something was up there. Okay, housing, I think, is up there. So you're probably talking about like the active, like military stuff. Yeah, when I went up there, it was a place for I think the females went up there for housing. So yeah, you're probably right. You were stationed there all fall. Yeah, very pretty time. I know you mentioned it earlier, pretty time of the year for Massachusetts. And I used to go to oh, it was in they used to have the air shows there in not Lexington. Let me look it up. It's in Bedford, Mass. Military base closed. Hanscom Air Force Base. Since closing, it's remained vacant, and it closed, 1973. Well, I don't know. I used to go there. I take my kids there every year when they were young to the air shows. That was something else. That was something else. Thanks, Ivy Lynn. All right, everybody. Good night. God bless everybody, and thanks for coming. And I hope you learned something tonight. I sure did. I'm always learning, right? I'm always learning. So thanks again. We'll see you soon. Bye.